I think everyone standing up here has decades and decades of experience in prosecuting, particularly in the Special Victims Unit. But this was one of the worst cases we've seen.
Floors that crack under the weight of time that's passed. Hands of time you can't turn back. Feel the pressure all around. In the house at the end of the road, it's crumbling down.
On July 30th at 2:34 p.m., about 13 miles north of Detroit, another little boy lost his life at the hands of his own mother and her boyfriend. 6-year-old Giovanni Jennings, or Chulo, as he was called, was tortured to death by the boyfriend while his own mother laughed and encouraged the torture. Before we begin, my name is Holly. Welcome to the Murder She Shed, the place we discuss rarely told true crime and breaking crime cases right from my little she shed. This is Simon down here sleeping. Make sure you smash the subscribe button in order to find me in this big YouTube world. I mean, you don't want to miss us. We're usually here weekly, giving you true crime cases. Right from, actually, a pretty peaceful little environment. And the crime cases I do, you need a peaceful environment because they're pretty rough. Let's begin. As of now, I don't have a lot of info on this case, but what I do have is truly horrific. On July 30th, Chulo's mother, 25-year-old ELAINA Rose Jennings, called 911. Police went to a trailer home in Madison Heights, Michigan, and found Chulo unresponsible with injuries to his body, from head to toe. Chulo had bruising on his scalp, temples, lip, cheeks, inside of his mouth, forehead, chin, shoulders, forearms, fingers, thumb, back, buttocks, inner thighs, and knees. Chulo also had more severe bruising to his abdomen, which was also bloated and distended. Chulo had BB wounds on his lower legs. He was immediately rushed to the hospital where he passed away around midnight that night. When his mother, ELAINA, was asked about what happened to Chulo, she immediately blamed it on Chulo's bio father, who did not even live in the home. After police spoke to his bio father, he was quickly cleared of any of abuse. He had not even seen Chulo. He hadn't been with Chulo. Living at this trailer park home in Madison Heights was Chulo, Chulo's mom, ELAINA, and her boyfriend, 32-year-old Daniel GIACCHINA, Daniel's grandmother, and Chulo's 2 siblings, and also another 5-year-old child who was, they say, unrelated. I'm wondering if it wasn't one of Daniel's children, but I don't know. Because Daniel did have bio children of his own, so it could have been one of them. Daniel is a convicted felon and was released from prison in 2019 for vehicle theft. This huge family lived in a cramped trailer that was a house of horrors, which investigators were able to learn after they got inside. In the bedroom of this dirty, unkempt trailer was a cage in the corner of the room where Chulo had been forced to live. The cage included restraints to keep Chulo in, and black curtain where he could not see out. Inside this cage was a wooden slat measuring 11 inches by 36 inches, and this slat was Chulo's bed. A video camera had been installed in the bedroom so the couple could watch Chulo when they were not in the room. During this search, investigators allegedly found a staple gun, a BB gun, a 9mm ghost gun, along with BB holes in the wall behind the cage where Chulo slept. Authorities also allegedly found a photo of children handling a gun and a BB gun with the boyfriend Daniel in the photo. Another photo allegedly shows 2 children pointing the gun at a 3rd child with the laser pointed on the child's hand. ELAINA and Daniel's phones were confiscated, and tons of horrible evidence of Chulo's abuse was found on their phones. The couple were arrested, and after an interview, ELAINA finally decided to turn on Daniel. She got tired of telling her fake story about it was bio dad, and finally decided to rat on her horrific, horrible boyfriend. She admitted that a few days before Chulo died, Daniel punched him in the stomach multiple times, causing him to throw up. She also admitted the day Chulo died, she was at work while Daniel was at home watching all the children. He often watched the children. So while she was at work, he would often beat I know on Chulo, and I think maybe on the other kids, but he just seemed to pick on Chulo the most. As in a lot of abuse cases, that seems to be what happens. They pick one particular child and they get the worst of all the abuse. So after Chulo died, the other siblings were taken to Care House. Care House is a child advocacy center where child victims go for healing after abuse. Both siblings witnessed all the abuse on Chulo, and they were also victims of abuse themselves. Chulo's younger brother, who was 4 years old, was able to talk to authorities and tell them that he was shot by Daniel with a BB gun in the leg, and he actually showed them the wound. He also said his brother Chulo was shot in the buttocks. Then he said one of the most heartbreaking statements I have ever heard. He said, "My brother died all day." A 4-year-old that was able to realize his brother was dying all day, and yet his insane mother did nothing about it. These little siblings had to watch Chulo die, and they didn't know. 4 years old. Think about how much you know about death. Apparently, this child knew quite a bit to be able to say he's seen Chulo dying all day. It's awful. And yet, ELAINA did nothing. In fact, ELAINA knew Chulo had been beaten horrifically a few days before and needed medical assistance, but refused to call because she knew that authorities would find out the torture that they put this little boy through. Through document accounts found on the couple's phone, they were able to see that not only did ELAINA allow the abuse, but she also encouraged it. On text, the cage was referred to as the corner, and on video, they would watch Chulo act up, as they called it, when these acts were the child just trying to survive. They called the times Chulo tried to urinate, drink, or leave the corner acting up, and he would be disciplined for these acts when they returned home. In the days before Chulo was found unresponsive, Daniel allegedly bound the boy's clothes to the wall with staples and wedged his head into the corner as punishment for looking out the window. Looking outside. He's kept behind this dark curtain in the dark. And he simply wanted to take a look outside, but he was stapled to the wall for that. Chulo was stapled by the shoulders of his shirt to the corner with his nose smashed into the wall. Daniel then allegedly texted ELAINA that he had solved the problem, sending a photo of Chulo stapled to the corner of this wall. Both Daniel and ELAINA allegedly laughed about the photo. Can you imagine to be that sick of a person that you think your own child being stapled to a wall was funny? I can't imagine what kind of evil mom that would take, because I would kill someone if they did that to my child. They would not survive another day. Probably going to get demonetized for that. I don't even care. There apparently was also videos of Chulo being shot with the BB gun. Daniel's grandmother, who also lived in the home, admitted that Chulo was put in the corner, adding that Chulo was being real bad to his brother. The grandmother has a Facebook account in which she has photos of Daniel and what seems to be his bio children. And Grandma, Ann Nix, works at Walmart, and apparently so did ELAINA. Ann Nix has admitted to seeing Chulo getting beat with a belt by his mom, but has admitted nothing, at least that I know of what her son did to Chulo.
He was being punished in the bedroom.
How was he being punished?
I was told that he was put in the corner.
Why was this child being punished?
He was being real bad. I understand that he was being real bad to his brother.
Ann Nix lives here in the Ackles mobile home community off DeQuinder, the same place prosecutors say 6-year-old Giovanni Jennings suffered blunt force trauma to the abdomen and a perforated bowel after a lengthy period of confinement and child abuse.
When I was home the one day, I heard her reprimanding him, slapping him, with the belt.
Did you see anything that
No.
made you think he was in danger?
No. I discussed with him that being put in a corner for any great length of time was too much, was enough. It wasn't, and that he needed mental health.
You're not going to tell me that she lived in the same house and couldn't see what was happening to this little boy. So I'm not sure why charges haven't been brought against her too. Chulo had bruising all over his little body, and Grandma didn't notice. There was a dark cage in the bedroom, and Grandma didn't notice. Give me a break. You know Grandma just made excuses for Daniel's behavior. She probably had done that all his life. I believe Grandma is the one who actually raised Daniel when the mother wouldn't. Grandma Ann is the one who even picked him up when he was released from prison. And she also brought his bio daughter along. Also bought him new shoes.
Look at this. Look.
Oh, baby.
Look.
Don't put me on camera.
Oh, come on, Judy, come on, look. That's a big surprise.
Baby.
Look. Oh, total surprise. Total surprise. Huh? Yeah.
I love you, Grandma. Yes, you. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming back.
You're welcome. Aunt Patty's been calling every few minutes.
There you go.
Woo.
Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, in the car. You like the shoes?
Yeah, I love them.
I told you.
Daniel and ELAINA are currently being held without bond, and honestly, I wish someone would staple their asses to the prison wall. Even much more. This case actually makes my blood boil, and there is no telling we will learn what happened to this little boy after it does go to trial. The DA stated it was the worst case of CA that she had ever seen. I have a feeling since I became a new grandma a few days ago, these child cases are just going to get harder and harder for me to discuss. I mean, I would do anything for my grandbaby, and she's only a few days old. I can't imagine how anybody could do this to their child or let someone else do this to their child. Because honestly, that person wouldn't live another day if they did it to my new little grandbaby Willow. There's a picture of her. She's the sweetest little girl. She's just a doll. I can't imagine what kind of mother would just sit by and allow this kind of abuse to happen. It's just heartbreaking. This case is just heartbreaking. And what his siblings have seen, what they've seen inside that house of horrors, they'll never recover from. It's just so sad. He knows I'm almost done. He knows. He knows when we're almost done because he's always ready to go do something. I just want to say before we leave, can I say it? Can I say it before we leave? Little Chulo, may you rest in peace with your heavenly Father now. This was sort of a short video, but I didn't have a lot of info, just like I said. And hopefully I can get back into filming now that my life may get back to normal. Now see it. Okay. Now say bye. Say bye. Yeah, say bye. That's a good boy. Don't bite me, though, when you say bye. All right. See y'all later. We're going to go. Yes, we are. Love y'all. Come and join us again at the Murder She Said. Bye.
There's a house at the end of the road and it's crumbling down. And the pavement that remains is torn and scattered all around. You can feel the years of pain in the long forgotten ground. It's the last thing that you see when you leave this town.